start from the Martin Amidu side, because I see again you have the Office of Special Prosecutor.
Yes.
Is he right in the way he rejected the petition by the group?
I think largely based on the facts he has, I will go with him. Okay, based on the facts he has. He's saying, at least from the letter that I read, he says the CID had long commenced investigations. The CID had long commenced investigations. Don't forget that the Ghanaian context is that we don't have so much money. It's not like the American situation where the Russian collusion, you had about 17 state institutions investigating. In Ghana, we don't have that much money. So if the CID had taken the lead, and we've all seen the tape, we've heard it. So we will expect that, of course, there will be a prosecution, because listening to the tape, it looks good. There's a prima facie case, I dare say. Okay, so in this particular one, I'm not bothered by the fact that he had to resile from that investigation. He had to cede ground for the CID, because let's not forget, under Section 73 of his Act, talks about cooperation with other public institutions. Okay, even 73(1) states that the office may conduct investigations in cooperation with other public institutions. You see, and so on and so forth. So I'm looking at it that to the extent that he says the CID had had gone far, unless we have evidence to challenge that. In the absence of that evidence, let's wait for the CID to conclude. Remember, investigating is one thing, prosecuting is another. So if they finish, they may well say, okay, Mr. Amidu, you do the prosecution. Or if the CID fell up to the task, they will go ahead.
So should he have paused or stopped there? Because that was the
substance of the matter.
The second and most important paragraph of his reply to them, his letter to them. He said the CID had long commenced investigations, and he said it will not have been in the interest of safeguarding the public purse for this office to refer to its investigation division the same matters for investigation currently, even if your complaint fell within the mandate of the office.
Yes, that's good. So you see that he's giving room that it's possible that he, Mr. Amidu, has let me call it in this context, jurisdiction or mandate to go on. But because the CID had gone far, so if we accept that the CID has gone far, let's wait for the CID to conclude. Because as I said, thankfully, and the Ghanaians are vigilant, there is a tape which we've all seen. So I am not afraid. I can't see the CID making this one a foolish case. They will suffer dearly for it if they attempt to.
Didn't you see expose 12? Number 12.
Oh, but they've been, okay. But the AG says they are about to prosecute.
No,
okay.
but ASEPA was saying that they have a lot of evidence, and they told the special prosecutor that they will bring these things forth. Yes. So they should simply give it to the CID.
Yes, let's go on with that. They should give it to the CID because that's important. And for me, I'm surprised that people want Mr. Amidu to get into more cases. When even those that he has begun, he hasn't finished. Remember even the first one, Duncan Amoy's case, the moving Pina against Alfred Obin Boate. What have we heard about it? That's the first case. The first case that was reported to him, he's not been able to conclude it. There are other cases.
But now that particular matter, there is now a petition to scratch against him on the same thing, right?
Yes, similar. Yes, they're saying that in actual fact, while he was in office as boss MD, he abused his office. He brought his friends together and then purportedly awarded them contracts to haul, petroleum.
But people have some suspicion of some political game here because he's going to contest for elections as MP. And then just at this time, this petition has come up as if it's deliberate to stop him from contesting.
Well, too bad. The most important thing is that, is it true that whilst he was MD of BOST, he did that he awarded contracts to companies that were close to him, and that he didn't even allow the companies to do their job, but he himself ended up doing the job and pocketing all the money? If that is so, Shira should go into it, okay? So the main point is that, look, because Mr. Amidu hasn't finished his cases, and even as we sit now, Section 3 of his Act says that on yearly basis, he should publish the cases, what he has investigated, Section 3, subsection 3, list of corruption cases investigated and those prosecuted and etc. He has not done that, and we are clamoring to add more cases. No, it doesn't make sense. Mr. Amidu can't prosecute all those cases. He doesn't have the capacity.
When they say he described their allegations or complaint as conjecture, are they right? If you read his letter, he said that a review of your letter of complaint, however, has led this office to the conclusion that the facts and conjectures. Does that mean he said they are dealing with conjectures? He said the facts and conjectures upon which you underpin your complaint do not raise any issues of corruption and corruption-related offenses as narrowly defined under Section 79 of the Office of Special Prosecution Act to warrant any investigation by this office. In view of that, he was sending it to the CID, even though he knew that they were seized with it.
Yes, Mr. Amidu shouldn't have written that. You see, so we come back to the point that, you see, we need somebody stronger than him to rein him in. That's why I've stated elsewhere that I don't think Mrs. Is it Linda Ofori-Kwafu, the chairperson of the special, she hasn't, I don't think she's, what do you call it, made her mark in life as much as Mr. Amidu to be board chair. I mean, if I had seen this, I would have checked this out. Mr. Amidu can't write such a thing. It's illogical. The preceding paragraph states that CID has long commenced investigation. So you stop. You see, those are some of, but remember, even at his vetting, we all know that
the board is not responsible for the day-to-day functioning of the office.
Yes, but periodically. So we all know that Mr. Amidu, because we all say, oh, he's no pushover, he's such a strong character, but we know that he has those excesses where he would just, I mean, of course, we are all human, we have that. But I'm expecting that if he had, somebody who is ahead of him in life, somebody who has achieved more, maybe if he had a retired Supreme Court judge, somebody who is seen more in the legal
So what's the problem? To have said conjectures
yes.
is to influence the CID's work. Is that what you're saying?
No, not at all. But it's wrong choice of words. No, he shouldn't have. It's really unnecessary. It was needless.
You take a petition to a professional.
Yes.
What he does is review.
He says somebody is, do you know that word review? That amounts to actually saying it's a form of investigation. But I don't think that's what he meant. Because he says the CID is investigating. Okay. I will not investigate. So that paragraph is unnecessary. Next time
and briefly, what do you say about the Operation Vanguard that matters arising now?
Okay. So that one, it's really, I really don't know what to make of it. In the context that I've seen thousands of excavators being seized, although unfortunately we cannot account for 500. Okay, and I like the way Honorable Sweeney has put it, that he's distinguishing commendable efforts from the final outcomes. So he puts me in a very tight bind. So what it is that I think the efforts have been commendable. Okay, yes, and I think we've done a lot.
It's a process. It's not an event.
Exactly. Yes. So to say that we've totally failed, I won't go in that direction. Even though I also agree that, look, there's a lot more that can be done. And there's a lot more. And you see, this failure of the president to ask Dr. Frimpong was Professor Frimpong was to step aside. It's not new. That's how they've been conducting business in this country. Okay, you have in the previous administration, when Efri Ankara led people to the World Cup, you saw all the appearance fees, blah, blah, blah. Mahama simply took him to the Jubilee House. That's where he kept him. So you see, so this is not new. Our politicians have always, I mean, they tend to do these things from time to time. And it's good that we are complaining today that, look, we are tired of this kind of politics. You saw what your predecessor did, and he was booted out of office. So if you continue in that trajectory, well, I'm sure the voters will decide.
Okay.
On that example you get.